It's Tuesday, everyone, and you know what that means. New inventions. So, first off, I'd like to show off my food system before we get into the other stuff. So, the food system is calculated every 5 minutes. So, as you can see, I have a vegetable score on the side. So, if I were to eat a few apples, so let's just make ourselves a little bit hungrier. There we go. Let's eat 4 apples. And let's force time to go by going Scribble Players set food timer to 5,999. And as you can see, my eat veg score goes up. Now, as you can see, I have slowness because my starch score is very low. So if your starch score gets too low, then you are going to have some problems. So let's make ourselves hungry and fix that by eating some bread. So once we eat bread, we should see this slowness go away after 9 minutes. So as you can see, you can actually get rid of this with milk. I am now immune from all effects for the next 5 or 10 minutes. So if I were to set the timer back, then as you can see, my starch score is 3 now, so I am safe from that slowness and mining fatigue effect you get. However, I have gone vegetarian for the last 15 minutes or so, which means I get this absorption bonus. So if I were to eat some meat, and yep, consume all that, let's just clear our effects with some milk, make time go by. As you can see, my absorption's gone, and because my starch score is getting low again, I have a little bit of slowness. Now we can actually counteract this slowness by eating some sugary goodness. So let's eat, I don't know, 3 cookies. Sounds good to me. Oh, 4 apparently. Drink some milk, make time go by. And as you can see, we have jump boost and a bit of slowness as well. We're supposed to have speed as well. I'm not sure what the deal is with that is. So yeah, we get these abilities as well as our absorption. So as you can see, the food system is pretty complicated right now as it stands. But so long as you have some milk with you, you can get rid of all the effects, good and bad. So that's the system that we have in place. Your starch score can only go up to 5, everything can only go up to 5, so if you were to eat lots and lots of one food, then you'll be perfectly safe for about 25 minutes before you should start eating that food again. I'm thinking about changing this because I don't want the player to be constantly thinking about food. I don't want it to be an annoying system. I just want something there that will help the player actually consider the food. So that's the food system for you, and if you have a good supply of milk, which is now useful now, then you can counteract all those effects. So since that last clip, I've decided to change a few things. I've made it so meat, veggies, sugar and starch now deplete every 10 minutes instead of every 5 minutes to make the system a lot less intrusive. So if you eat 5 bread, you'll be safe from the slowness effect for 30 minutes. But it does take longer to become vegetarian as a consequence of this. So if your sugar level is above 3, you get jump boost. If your sugar level is above 5, then you get speed, then slowness. If your bread is below 3, you get slowness. And if your meat is 0, you get absorption. Now, I'd like to go talk about our new items. So Ultium Pick, Ultium Shovel. Let's grab these explosive boots as well, because we're going to need this for something that I'm about to show off as well. Let's go into game mode 0 and come along to our testing arena. Now these are Ultium Picks and Ultium Shovels, right? You can craft these, just not yet. I need to add a crafting recipe. Now, as you can see, let's make this all stone. If I were to use this, nothing happens. However, if I were to have an Ultium Wand in my offhand, then as you can see, it mines out a larger area. It doesn't actually use up the Ultium Wands because I figure the crafting recipe will be expensive enough and the tools won't be used very often. However, I'm worried the player will make this overpowered with the mending enchantment, but we will see how that goes. As for the shovel, same principle. This doesn't just work on dirt either, it also works on soul sand, sand, gravel, red sand, all that kind of stuff. Anything that feels like it should be mined with a shovel will be mined, including snow as well actually. Whereas the pick only does all the stone types and gravel as well, because I feel like gravel is pretty annoying. Anyway, I brought these boots because I was going to add an infinite flying elytra, but now I realize that's not really necessary, because our explosive boots are here. If I were to chuck down some useless items, hold down sneak, I get launched up into the air. If I were wearing an elytra, then that would have been solved. So let's do that again. And we can glide smoothly to the ground. So you can actually use this to propel yourself into the air. Oh, let's try that again. Not quite. And it also clears up your Ultium wands as you do this, so you gotta be careful. But once you're in the air, it's pretty easy to stay in the air. Let's try it up from up here. Come on. Damn it. Oh, come on. No. We need lots of useless items to throw while holding sneak at the same time. Almost there, almost there. Yes. And we did it. We have launched ourselves into the air infinitely. So it's a little bit tricky to do, but once you get good at it, it gets pretty easy. So okay, so we're about to descend back to the ground. However, if I want more air, I hold down shift and just press Q a few times, and we get launched right up, and it only costs 1 Ultium wand. Now, I'm not sure if this is overpowered or underpowered, because I'm pretty good at this now, but I'm wondering, is this too difficult to do? I would really love to get rid of the elytra command blocks that I have here, because a lot of people have trouble with a lot of people have trouble with like the entities being spammed in their face. I'm not sure if you guys remember my original one, but it relied on spiders being constantly summoned. Now, even if I made the spiders invisible, it would still be flashing in your face constantly, and there was actually nothing I could do about that. And for people with epilepsy, that item is no good. So hopefully this new system will work well, and also it's a good way of calculating the cost. It only costs you stuff when you launch yourself into the air. Also, it reduces command blocks, so I don't have to have some for the elytra as well. One more thing that I changed the demon, just renamed it to Nether Knight, because some people just found the term demon offensive and they wouldn't install it into their world for that reason. But for now, that has been Tempest Tuesday. I know it's a small thing that's just been added. Jump boost is kicking in thanks to my sugary goodness. Still working on the food system. As you can see, the vegetables do nothing, and I need to work on it. But I'm wondering, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear your suggestions about things. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you to my Patreons, Kyle, Nurse731, and Patrick from last month. Thank you all very much. See you next time.